say welcome.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. We're gonna get started real quick. So happy to be in one room together. This is so fun. It's been a long time. All right, we're gonna jump right in. I don't think we. Oh, I guess the approval is in a minute.
We're good,
I'm gonna turn the time over to Jamie Davidson, real quick.
Thank you. Well, I just wanted to come and express appreciation for all of your efforts this last year and for turning something that was difficult into such a great success. And the city of Warren has a long history of putting together wonderful community events. And this year was kind of unique in that everybody was kind of looking to us because we were one of the first cities and communities in the area that had made the decision to move forward with our community celebration. And we were working with the health department, and you obviously were working with all of your vendors and stakeholders in the organization, and were able to pull off a fantastic event. And so, on behalf of the city, and specifically the mayor and city council, I just wanted to come here today and say thank you for your efforts, for your contributions, and for the way that you managed this event, and for the success that it was. As I obviously had an opportunity to participate, I was actually surprised at how many people were in attendance, and how many people were excited to participate, and how long the food lines were, and how long parking and the parade was. It was just kind of, knock on wood. It was exciting to see a post-COVID event with pre-COVID members. And I know that just doesn't happen. I know that happens as a result of a lot of hard work. So today I just asked for Kenna and for Stephen, hey, can I just have a minute to just express appreciation to you as a community for all the work that we did this year. So that's my purpose today. I'll just sit and listen, but please know, you did a fantastic job. We're so appreciative of everything you did and the leadership you took in leading out for the entire state on post-COVID type activities. So,
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. All right, we're gonna move right through this. Was anyone able to listen to our meeting minutes? And I just need an approval, a motion, I guess.
I motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Kat? Anyone second? Liz? Awesome. And all in favor? I guess, do we need an all in favor in that? All in favor, okay. Guys, it's been a while.
Once they became actual recordings, there's really not much to dispute anymore. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
we still do it.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so before we get into the nitty gritty, I'm gonna come a little bit out of order, and I'm gonna turn some time over to Jeremy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just in case there's a call, I'm still on duty, so she's allowing me to go first. So from the public safety standpoint, I think it went really well. I mean, we were responsible for shutting down from 8 East, and we got actually a really good compliment, praise, whoever made up the idea to have people stage in the church parking lot. Officers that were on that post, so that was the best thing that could have happened, because they were doing that for the previous years, and it was a cluster.
And your volunteer officer, whoever he was, came and he was amazing. We never did ask him his name, but he came like early in the day while we were there before when there was just a couple folks riding. He put a barricade for us. He was amazing. So kudos to him.
Yeah, so that's probably Jim Evans. He's a stud. We rely heavily on all of our volunteers. Not Jim Evans. Is that Jim Evans? I apologize. Jim, no. His first name is Jim.
I don't do anything.
Jim,
I don't do
yes.
anything with the chamber.
So they come in, the volunteers actually come around and they put up all the barricades on the streets, and they do it for free. So they definitely are up. So look, the 8th East, 8th South, definitely that's still, make that a highlight. That for us, so it's perfect. And then I guess when the parade started, they started flowing down 8th East to 4th South. But Is that kind of where some of the stage where that's really started? The one suggestion is there was nothing, there was no signage for the church just right there. And so some people were coming in and they were thinking about everything being able to come out onto the 8th East. And so it'd be nice to have some signage there on that church right there. What is it? Maybe like 500 East, something like that. And the only other suggestion that we had regarding churches is on Center Street, the church at 450 East and 500 East. We get a lot of people that will park there for the carnival, and then we shut that thing down at 6. And there was multiple times where we had to kind of open up the barricades, and so it would be nice if there's some signage saying, hey, this parking lot will be closed at 6 o'clock. We might be able to leave. And then that way that takes that away from people saying, well, we didn't know it was going to close down. Because, yeah, so that definitely, that needs to happen. So people are aware if they park there. And then as for the parade itself, one of the issues that we saw was, hold on a second. Hey, Johnson, let me call you right back. Okay. One of the things that we saw was that the bagpipes, the Scottish band. So one of our biggest concerns is the gaps in the parade. And so it would be nice to have some of those slower individuals. I don't know how whoever puts where people are placed, if it's first come, first serve. But some of those slower individuals or floats or groups, have them at the front so that there's no lag, because they were kind of in the middle, and so there was a gap. And so we're coming in saying, hey, you guys need to speed up, you guys need to speed up, because we don't want people crossing the road, and we don't want people to think the parade is over. And then we have to kind of corral them back. And so just some thoughts on some of those entities that are maybe a little bit slower, maybe have them in the front so they can set the pace, and then everybody else is falling in line, and we don't have those major gaps. But other than that, I think the ingress and egress is pretty good. We utilized the Shopco parking lot, which was really nice. We had 2 exits, and we utilized, and that was the other thing, is the floats. If there's floats that are going to need to maybe get on State Street, instead of having them go through the Spence parking lot and then taking that right to go up, to go northbound, there was one that's maybe a semi-truck, one of the tow trucks, maybe having color codes on the floats. So when they're coming up, we can say, hey, if it's green, they can go. They can actually stage, and they can get off in that section between Smiths and State Street. But everybody else has to go yellow, so they go through the Smiths parking lot, whatever the color is, but so that we don't have to go up and say, hey, you need to go through. We can have them go on State Street, and we'll just send them westbound or northbound, wherever they want to go. So those are the only suggestions we had. Anything from our side that we maybe need to be aware of and maybe take consideration.
Any issues in the park at all, really?
No, I mean, other than the same old carnival rides. We were just talking that day, I guess, at 10:30, they shut the rides down, everybody left.
Peaceful.
Not here, man.
It was peaceful, right?
Yeah.
The rides closed on their own, everybody just left and walked away, there was no cop sirens, no herding out, it was calm, it was crazy.
And
It wasn't right.
And I don't know, and I wasn't in the park, I was mostly working on the parade route and making sure that things were moving, but I know that your previous years, we had some issues where people were upset that the carnival was still selling tickets, knowing that it was gonna be shut down after the fireworks. And they couldn't get a refund, and so there were some major upset people, but I don't know if that was an issue this year.
Yeah, that carnival has bigger issues they're dealing with right now. But they got busted for
Yeah,
human
they
trafficking once it was over too. So, but that is an interesting, yeah, because there's some rides that I think people could get onto pretty quickly, and there's some rides that the lines are really long.
Yeah.
So kind of, yeah, I don't know.
The rides, again, this wasn't last year, but the last time I worked at the park, all the lines were long. Because you have these family members that are trying to burn their tickets, and just whatever's available, they're gonna get on it. So it would be nice if there's like a cutoff, like, hey,
And we advertise that.
yeah, we're not, well, not, yeah, we advertise it also, for carnival people, it's like, you cannot sell, because they're still making money, regardless if that ticket gets spent on the ride.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions, comments for them? Nope. Well, awesome, you did a great job, thank you. Okay, we'll jump right into Shelley.
Maybe just, if I could, just as we go around, because I know there's a lot we could talk about. We'll have more meetings between now and next one. This meeting, as we go through, just to kind of keep this on time, is what are the things that you kind of notice that, hey, we need to adjust this or do this different next time? We recognize that things overall did go really well, so thank you, Shelley.
Yes. Okay, so number one I have is that we probably need to audition our comedians first. Who was there? Who all was at
Oh, we were
the
there.
show?
It was
Yeah.
painful. It was painful.
But, you know, that, actually, it went quite well, but, so anyone that was there, tell me if there was anything that bothered you or you think can be improved. I mean, the things that we kind of came up with was that, we probably need to time the numbers. Some of them were too long, and like the dancing groups, they would sneak in an extra dance and use it as one number. And that went on too long. And then we kind of talked about what we want to do. We had a lot of bands this year, instead of single talents. And so we kind of talked about doing maybe just a band thing. Or, you know, these are all just things that we need to talk about. And it's hard to judge when, okay, you were there and you can help me out on all this stuff, but it's hard to judge like some of the little children versus the adults, you know. I don't know if there's something you can
Like an age
change on
category
that
thing.
or.
Maybe have an award for the
But-
younger ones or something, because.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know, I don't know if you want to have a whole other function or just tweak this one to work for everybody, but anyone else think of anything?
Maybe just have like how like baby contests will have like baby, but then also have like the most personality, the cutest costume. Could you come up with different categories like that might apply to some of those other groups that were good, but couldn't compete with the really good ones?
And we can still do like like a gift card or something, not like the grand prize, but something that they can win
A
in.
certificate and a.
So a grand overall winner, but then like categories, or like age group, or.
I just
Kind
kind
of
of
by
need to,
age group, that would be.
we just kind of need to think through how big you want it to get, if you want to keep just one thing. Because if we talk about even just the bands allowing them to play earlier or through the,
Yeah, like using them more as entertainment.
yeah,
throughout the
using,
day.
right. So,
I actually thought that, I thought they were long, I thought the acts
Yeah.
were long. And I don't know if there's a way to, pull the timer up or kind of keep them to, I don't know.
Yeah, they were told 3 minutes, but I didn't know.
That was the longest 3 minutes.
Right.
some more along 3 minutes.
Yeah. So-
I don't know if there's a way you could get, have the audience start clapping and hold the sign, I know it's just kind of managing it, but.
Just turn the sound off.
And then if you notice,
Well, I would-
we were trying to kind of maybe we know that there's so many talented people in Oregon that could do this. I don't know if they don't know about it or whatever, but if you know people or families or whatever that would be interested in doing it.
Also, you could contact the EDU's music department and let them know ahead of time, because I know they have like tons of talent there, and it's hard for them, so.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing, so I think we just need to cast a wider net for talent.
Right.
Because in the past, we've done our newsletter and social media, that's about it. As far as getting connected with these groups that can hook us up to more talent, I think that would help diversify the show and make it more interesting.
And the 3 minutes, because honestly, most songs, if I just went up and sang a song, it's probably going to go longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just singing. I wonder if 3 minutes is really a reasonable.
So
But
are you
maybe we-
saying that you're gonna sing next year?
I thought about that as I said
You got volunteer too, huh?
it. It won't last 3 minutes, but I wonder if I wonder if just
Well, yeah, the only we had 20 acts, so we can cut that back.
Yeah, 15 would be sufficient. 15 would be good.
If you contact the high schools or the junior highs before school lets out,
oh yeah.
you could
say, hey, you know, Summerfest is coming up, we need talent acts and things like that. They've got drama, they've got all the clubs at the schools and you
Yeah.
can,
So maybe we just start a little earlier on
Yeah.
the recruitment.
Yeah, but if any of you know people in your neighborhoods or wherever that do not have some fun talents.
As you expand it, if you're not doing it already, you probably have them submit a video or something.
Well, that's how we've done it
30
before.
second clip.
That's how we've done it before, but sometimes they'll just send something that they have pre-prepared and then they'll be doing something different, but. I mean, we can certainly tweak it through the year, figure it out.
alright. Anything
Shelley.
else, Shelley?
I'm done.
Okay. I'll move on to boutiques. Boutiques were very different this year. They were awesome. It turned out awesome, but the beforehand was crazy. We had a crazy amount of dropouts this year before. So I don't know if that's like COVID, and I guess some of it was because a lot of people couldn't get like their inventory was stuck in New York and customs and yada yada yada, so they couldn't have their stuff. But that was very challenging, just trying to fill by the end. But I think it worked out great. All of our boutiques were very, very happy. I think in the end, they had a lot of foot traffic, they had a lot of customers, and they were overall very, very happy. They said this was one of the, well, they said that they look forward to this one every year. So, and I believe them, because it's a really good event for them, and I think for us too. So, things that worked well, I feel that, we did the, outer rim this year as premium spots, and we charged more for those. In the end, there were people that said, I don't think that was really a premium spot. But at the end, like at the other flip side, I don't know if we had people calling for refunds, because there were a couple said that they wanted to. I was like, you talk to the city about that, that's not my deal. So, but there were a couple, but I also think that the product that was brought, it's not a carnival product, you know, like very, very high-end makeup and things like that. Anyway, so they were good and bad with them. We filled the premium spots pretty fast. A lot of people wanted them. We charged quite a bit for our double spots, and those also went very quick. So a lot of people wanted those double spots. The only hiccup that we had with the double spots is the yellow power boxes were kind of in the middle of some of them. So which is totally fine. I think I just need kind of a diagram next time, like where they are, so I can't put a double spot right in front of
Sure,
that
and
one.
it's about the same every year.
Is it?
so
Okay.
I can give you that.
All right, that's
format if you
perfect.
need it.
Yeah, that's perfect. But in general, I think it went very well. I've toyed with the idea. I know that we can't get power, and that was kind of our problem with expanding our boutiques. But I kind of toyed with the idea of doing, because there's a lot of, and we took out the business showcase, which we wanted to, and that was, I think, for the positive. But at the same time, we had a lot of businesses that were pretty upset that they couldn't be a part. I'm wondering if there's a way to expand into some of those, like just another 4 here or 4 here or something, that we can have some businesses be a part but not have the power at the end of it. So if they want to just, and we can market it as, you know, a lesser amount for the spot, because they'd have to end maybe earlier because they don't have the light or the power to it. But there's a lot of like the chiropractic or flat rate doctors. There were just a lot of people that wanted to be a part that were really upset with me. So I'm like, that's not a boutique. It's just really hard. I just don't know where to put them if we were to open it up.
There's a little bit of room to the east.
Yeah.
Obviously between that and the information booth, it
Uh-huh.
can go up a little bit more, but, I mean, if you guys approve it, you can figure that out, just if you wanna go that route or not.
Yeah.
One idea that, because Pete was seeing a lot of these
Yeah.
business showcases coming too. One idea that was discussed was, at the car show, we're always trying to add additional like kid games.
Uh-huh.
So, and the car show brings a huge crowd
Oh, yeah.
as well. So if we were to say, you can come to be part of the car show, you have to bring a kid game, like you've gotta have
Yeah.
some type of interactive game for the kids.
Yeah.
And then you're welcome to be there.
Yeah,
And so here's your opportunity, bring a game, it adds value to our event as
Right.
well.
And it's free.
And it's
Cause
free,
I've
and
kinda
it's
just
free.
sent them to the parade, like, hey, if you wanna promote your business, go that way.
Space at the car show?
I think, so. And we have quite a bit of room in that park, I think we could do it
Okay.
somewhere. I mean, if they're bringing their own pop-up tents and stuff, and you just kinda have to set, and maybe it's,
Do you
hey, it's
want-
$25
do
to
you
be there or
want the- do you
something.
want the doctors and the chiropractics at the car show, or does it matter? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't really
Or do you
get,
want a car show oriented, or does it?
well, I mean, we've got other things that aren't car show oriented there. There's the car shows are great for the parents, the kids don't really get as much out of that.
Yeah.
The people with the cars don't want the kids getting much out of the car show part.
Right?
Our
So-
crowd's coming for the food anyways.
100%.
So we have, it's something we can at least look at and just see
Yeah.
if that would work.
Okay.
And maybe there's some other event.
I
that
mean,
they
because
can
I
be
know
part of.
that we did that in the past with I think we only did the split park that one year. But the business showcase was, the type tents were lined up along that,
Yeah.
road, that walkway. And I'm thinking, there's such a long line as well, waiting for the food, maybe that's a good idea to place
That is
them all
a good idea.
along there and they can
Play
walk
games
past
as they
them.
go.
Yeah, as they're
As
waiting
long
in
as they
line
don't hinder
or,
the line.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh, that stinking line. Okay,
So
Okay.
I have another thought too.
yeah,
So the boutique starts on Friday, right?
yes.
So could you do the business showcase part of it on Thursday night? And just have they would be the same exact space as someone else would be on Friday, but Thursday could be,
Yeah,
that would be something. I mean,
It's not a-
I don't know, I
it's
don't
not a
think
bad
that's
idea at all.
but-
that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
And maybe we do. And I don't know, if it's worth it for them to pop up for a day. And maybe it is, I don't know. Do you think it would be worth it?
Knowing that Thursday is the family day, you've got a lot
A
of
lot of
families
people
that
there.
are there that day.
It's booked in there.
You
It's
could-
crowded.
You could totally push it that way and say,
Yeah.
hey, there's a lot of family activity, there's a lot of people there on Thursday.
Yeah, that's
It
not
would
a
be
bad
worth
idea.
it to do it for one day.
That's not a bad idea.
The other thing is if we do the application sooner for the boutiques, then prior to the magazine, then we can push people towards magazine ads
Yeah.
as well, because that really is, hit every Orem household and every Orem business. That's really
Yeah.
a value to those businesses. So maybe if we push it a little bit, the applications out, so we know what we're getting,
Yeah.
so we can drive people to the magazine. That would
Our
help us.
application's open in January.
Right.
Yeah, so we know what's coming, and that's another thing with the application is we probably do need to change on there, just make it way more clear, that they're not accepted just because they're putting in an application. Because we had a lot of trouble with that this year too.
Yeah.
So, which I loved getting them up until the last second because so many dropped out, I was like scrambling, like who am I gonna put in these spots at this point? So, but I think it worked out well, all in all, I think charging the more for the premium was awesome. I wouldn't, hesitate truthfully to up the inner prices either for next year. So, those are maybe around 150 instead of the 125, and then keep the 200 for the premium. But I also wonder if the premium can select their spots. I tried to put them where they wanted to, but anyway, that's for another day. I think it went well. If you have any feedback for me, let me know.
I didn't see a Scentsy booth.
None applied. I didn't turn
I
anybody
had
down.
money to burn.
Yeah.
Four in Scentsy.
I didn't turn anybody down this year. In fact, I was like, yes, come in. So I did have a few businesses in there because I couldn't fill my spots this year. So, that's all right. Any other? All right, awesome. Let's move on then. Jim and Tim. I didn't see Jim. Tim.
Not here.
Okay.
Me. Food went well, we had 2 drop out due to COVID and some other family stuff, but we were able to fill those spots pretty well. The choices we had were, I think a couple of everything was pretty unique, the crowd seemed to really like them, the lines were longer than they ever should be.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy for what they are, but that's what we get. And that went good on our end of it. Did you guys see anything that needed to be changed for next year, or just kind of keep the same thing and go with it?
The street corn needs to come back.
You didn't put in?
No, the one
Oh,
that
one
was
was
there.
there.
Oh
Oh,
my
okay.
gosh, it was so good.
Yeah.
So good. It's a keeper.
So, yeah.
Pineapples are.
We had a lot of food trucks actually put in this year.
How did the space work out? Did it work out okay eventually, I guess? We were worried about how large some of the setups
Yeah,
were.
we had to work it out, just on what they brought in, either last minute or towards the end, we kind of had to squeeze a few in and get them in there and shuffle around a little bit, but, yeah, we got them in, so.
Cool.
Nothing too crucial happened with that, it's,
Great.
I do have another. I heard that one of the boxes got run over.
we had the boutique, one of the boutique sections.
Yeah.
It got smashed pretty.
How do we
I don't know how
avoid
they did
this?
that, how did you miss that? I mean, those.
I don't know. And one of my vendors told on the other vendor, like I felt like, oh, okay. She
Yeah,
like took pictures as it was happening, like I was, ooh.
it
That's
is
a good
crunch,
stop.
I haven't looked at it more than that, I mean, I
Okay.
have to shop, haven't looked at it.
I mean, I've always told them to have like a spot coming on to make sure that nothing's around them, but,
Right,
okay. Alright, you weren't too mad at me.
no.
Alright.
We always get something lost every year. So.
We ran over quite a few things at the car show, so the bus did enough damage for everyone else.
Yeah.
We are good.
Oh no, no, no.
The UTA bus is not allowed back.
Oh my god, thank you. Okay.
We can't afford to come back.
We can't
Missed it too.
No,
Yeah,
I
you gotta
missed
go
that
stuff.
one.
Awesome, anything else for Tim? Okay, it was good.
Cool.
It was great, thank you. Sally, oh, go ahead.
Can we either dump the chairs back over by the tent or spread them in two locations?
What's that?
The chairs. Cause Gabe had to save me by bringing over,
Oh.
250 chairs and.
Mr. Cooper drop off set up.
Yeah, maybe drop over on the other side or somewhere closer to the tent, just to,
Yeah.
keep me from bugging
Keeps Gabe busy.
Gabe.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
He was kind to do it.
Awesome, thank you, Tim. All right, Sally.
Hey, well, with the kids' crafts entertainment, I think for the most part, I think everything went well. There were sure a lot of children there. They seemed to enjoy it. There were a few little things I noticed, like the face painting. You know, we had 2 people on Thursday and on Saturday. But Thursday was much busier. Could have
Yeah.
used 3 on Thursday and just 1 on Saturday, which surprised me a little. So that's one adjustment that I think we could make.
One thing, Sally, I was actually thinking about that on the Thursday too, because I was seeing that same line is, I wonder if on Thursday we could say, hey, very, very simple designs, very few options, and just turn through kids, especially when it's free
We
already.
try to do that.
And, this is like the story
Oh,
of
okay.
face painting life. We constantly go over and keep it simple, keep it simple.
Yeah.
And all of a
Oh,
sudden,
we are
Yeah.
telling artists to keep it simple.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right?
It doesn't work. Anyway, they were simple little designs in comparison.
Okay,
with
okay. What they did the rest of the
With
weekend.
what they did, the others, but they were cute.
For those that got to, it was great, yeah.
I think just adjusting it and doing 3 people on Thursday and 1 on
Cool.
Saturday would help as well. And then Jill mentioned that, at the information booth, she had some people coming on Friday.
Oh, yes.
And
A lot.
asking about more activities. See, the children's activities used to be mostly on Friday and Saturday. And then when we changed it to the family day on Thursday, that left Friday, we didn't do as much. So like on Friday for the kids, the only thing I had was we had Wiggy Wash there all day with a little car wash. And then the Scales and Tails, reptiles display. And then they ended up doing a couple of shows for some people who, filled in, which is great, that we can use them that way. So I guess my question, part of me doesn't want to ask this question.
Yes, we want Friday.
Do we need more kids stuff on Friday?
There was a crazy amount of people asking for Friday. Lots of kids like, hey, what do we do? And listen, the carnival is not cheap when you have a lot of kids. So a lot of people are like, what can we do? And I'm like, I don't know, cause there's not a lot to do for free there, there's really not. So I don't know how, I mean, I don't wanna add to the load, but I also like, again, keep it simple type stuff.
Well, if we can get enough, you know, if we have enough help, enough volunteers, there are some other crafts like, I mean, when I did Freedom Days, you know, when I used to, did that for several years. Some of the crafts that I did there were a little more simple, inexpensive. Like, one of them was just firework art, you'd get marbles and they would, you know, roll it around.
Oh, yeah.
And away with the
Pizza
paper, it looks like
boxes.
fireworks, I
Yeah.
mean, it's cheap.
Yeah,
You know, so there's some other activities, little things like that we could do.
Well, if Home Depot comes back, that provides a day off
Yeah.
to Sally as well. And I think they will, they just, you know, because of COVID and because they couldn't get they couldn't get what they needed to even do it.
But it's
yeah.
coming down, it's coming down.
It's coming down, so.
Something you could think about too, maybe would be like obstacle courses, like have balloon obstacle courses where they have to keep a balloon on a spoon or something like that. Balloons are cheap, we could get somebody to maybe donate some balloons or something and then just have a little obstacle course where they have to zigzag through cones and that could keep kids occupied.
A few little activities like that.
Yeah.
We did have the little gym come, but now they're out of business, I believe. We did have them come a few times.
Is the sandbox still?
We could probably get it. Or there's that gymnastic thing too.
What about the games that Pete made for the 100th birthday party?
Oh, yeah.
Those haven't all survived.
They're very,
Spencer wanted to play them at the storytelling thing.
they're very sad.
The Connect 4 was a hit.
And then the only other thought was, you know, I do think next year, adding the magician like we talked about, and had planned to do last year, would be great. And I love the idea of having him just go around and, whether it's the guy I had arranged before or someone else, but I love the idea of having him just doing these little street shows, he called them, where he would just, you know, roam the crowd and just stop and do a little show, a couple of little tricks, and, you know, people would gather. I think that is a great idea. Anyway, other than that, that's all I have.
I think it was fabulous.
It was fun.
Yeah, I think everything was over there was really good, so, very well done, thank you. Okay, John,
Yeah,
it's you. It's your turn.
I thought the car show was good. We're having about a 20% increase every year. The one thing I do want to do next year, there's a Volkswagen Bug Association. It's got like 30 bugs. And there's also an association that does restored tractors,
Oh, that'd be
which are
fun.
really cool.
That would be fun.
So I just want to do something kind of dramatic or more that's not a good word, but just to kind of add to it and not have it really just the same old cars. But as far as talking to people, everybody was really excited about it. Thank you, Tim, for making the grounds the way they were. It really helps, and everybody doing the food, that was a big deal. And then Rev Road, I think they were really happy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna come back, I hope they do. So overall, the car show was really good. Pete, I don't know if you need to register online on that, we'll just do it.
Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, and all it really does with us is they show up and then I had to call you and get the numbers.
Right.
Yeah, so let's just pass it on to this. And then you don't have to do that. JC Hackett is probably one of the best as far as running the car show. I think he actually said that we're probably one of the top 5 in the states, in the state of Utah, so that's really good. The location is great. And the people, he can't say enough about everybody that helped out, and so on and so forth. We just have to, again, I just want to step it up and try to figure out what we can do new every year so that people go, wow.
How did the helicopter drop?
The helicopter was amazing.
Except, here's my complaint with them, they said they were gonna drop at a certain time, and then they didn't do it at the time they said they were gonna do it.
Yeah,
So that was my big beat, there was a disconnect.
Oh, I never even saw the drop.
yeah.
It was
I was there the whole time.
So you went over there, and then they were like early, and we're like, what?
I don't know, I think the drop's okay, but you're right, a lot of people have no clue.
Well, I had like, there were like signs all the time.
Yeah. The other thing I think, I don't know if we can do it, but I'd like to get some sound reinforcement down clear on the north end so that they can hear what JC's saying. You know, because it's kind of, you don't hear much, but, yeah, just everyone.
Who votes on the
That's my
awards?
concern,
Oh.
that he wasn't gonna let me talk about.
Oh.
I went around and talked to every person that brought a car in
Yeah,
when they came in, just because I felt like that was probably really good to welcome them.
yeah.
And I had several of them say, we hope you have decent judges this year
Yeah.
that know about cars.
About cars, yeah.
And not just the way they look or whatever.
Yeah.
And I ran over to Steve and I think I said, who's judging? He goes, oh, I don't know, we just pick them.
Mayor Bruns, but I didn't see him until after the judging.
So I'm wondering if next year we could get like maybe a car person from Orem or a royalty person.
So,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Make it more official because.
Yeah,
It does work. The other part too is we have to include the sponsors
yeah.
to have them come vote. But yeah, it's always.
I mean, is there a public like vote box? I mean, maybe that's too much,
Yeah,
but
we could do a people's choice. too.
yeah, cause I think that would be awesome. I just,
The new mayor, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can look at that. I mean, I think to be honest, to some extent, you don't win. It's like, I mean, the cutest baby, like get somebody who knows what cute babies look like, right?
Yeah.
Like, so,
Yeah,
you just,
the
like-
judges this year, I mean.
no. What I'm saying is, it went fine. If you don't win, you feel like they just don't know cars. They just don't know cute babies, right? I mean, we get people that are upset that their baby didn't win the baby contest. When grandma, yeah, exactly. Grandma has reaffirmed it time and time again. So I think we can work on it for sure. I think we can give Mayor Bruns, I mean, well, he won't be the mayor, but whoever it is, because I heard about it right before, but I didn't get to see him before the judging was done. We just need to talk to him before the event starts, and we can. So it's good feedback that I think we can work towards next year.
I mean, I have a friend, I don't know if you guys know Doug Lichty.
Yes.
Doug wasn't there.
He wasn't there, but he knows his cars, and he
Yeah.
could judge.
Yeah.
And he's
Somebody like him.
a
Well-
warm guy, and
The problem is, I mean, most of these guys know each other.
yeah,
And Doug's really good, but he's gonna offend some people because
Yeah.
I think we need to get somebody, as Kathy said, somebody from outside.
okay.
You know, maybe a car dealer or a shop guy or whatever.
How
just
do you
to
pick
come in.
Ferrari over the Camaro though? I mean,
I'll
they're,
take the
It's
Camaro.
true, it's,
well,
it's
they're
an
called the
opinion.
Mercedes over the, you know, what do you do there? It's a
Yeah.
hard choice for sure.
Yeah, it is.
An opinion, yeah.
So Mark Tyke lives in Orem, he used to own Tyke Motors, his son owns it now, but, he's raced cars, he's been involved in a lot of stuff like that, and knows cars, and he has a lot of connections with people, like, from all over the place.
Yeah,
And
so
so
that's
he
a
might
good
be
idea.
somebody, if you want me to send you his contact info.
And JC's got people too. It is really tough though because I think the same car was picked and it was the nicest, newest car that was in the show and it's like, no, that really shouldn't be that good. Anyway. And Lorraine, I don't know if you felt, but if you have, thank you.
I didn't get a vote this year, no one asked me.
And it's tough. I mean, the other thing we do, we have the mayor's choice. We could, we can kind of do it that way. The people's choice.
It would also be nice to get a little education on the judge, because
Yeah.
I'm just going on what I think is great. I don't know that this is
That's what they were
amazing
complaining
and
about.
Yeah.
because honestly, I'm just going with
That's,
great.
yeah,
We'll get it
have to
figured
get
out.
somebody
We'll get some
that
car
knows.
restore guys that can go.
what they're,
If you need,
Well-
we have a connections to the general manager, Ken Garth, over on
Okay.
State Street, so.
Carlos,
Carlos.
love that guy.
So we can,
So let's do that.
We'll find a way to make it completely objective.
well, then.
Maybe like we could have Rockies, like,
Yeah.
to the judge or something like that.
Great idea.
Rocky's
You know.
sponsor. Isn't Rocky's,
Yeah.
isn't Rocky's a sponsor?
Yeah, so that'd be great.
Okay, I think that's a great idea. Just somebody that knows the talk and the walk and the language, you know?
You wanna do it? Yeah.
Yeah, because the
I will
county,
do it.
The mayor and council get to judge the floats too, so they have an opportunity to judge in Summerfest, so that wouldn't be a bad idea to have some different people do the show.
Yeah,
I like the idea, I mean, like a mayor's award.
but
Yeah.
yeah, and they do that, and we went to the one 2 days before in Salt Lake at the Fair Park to talk to JC and confirm and leave our flyers for the Orem one, and,
Thanks, Pete.
huh? Thank you. And then he just said, you know, they gave an award to an age category. Like, we have a nephew who's 21, who that's his life, and he could make ours, but, you know, category ages or
Well, it was
styles.
up and coming, so it's these younger kids.
The up and
that
coming
just-
generation, and they had to be so young, and
Yeah, it was cool.
he was so nervous, but you voted online. Because it was a 3-day event, so we couldn't do that, but something like that.
Okay, we'll work, yeah, I think we can work towards that.
I think it was a huge
Yeah.
success
I
though.
do too.
I think it's a fun event and people come and people love it.
And the chalk part went well, I think there was tons
Uh-huh.
of chalk given out.
We gave all the chalk out. Have anything
And the
left
top art was
over?
really nice.
The
Whoever
chalk
the
art was
artist
beautiful.
Yeah, Abe did a really good job.
I think they did a better job this year with the food too,
How many
How
did you give out?
how it went.
How many
Yeah.
sacks?
2,000.
Of chalk or?
Oh, chalk, I don't know.
Or sacks? 2,000?
2,000
2,000, over
dinners.
2,000 dinners.
Do we want
Yeah, it was
to
crazy.
mark people's hands next year so that we don't get them coming through the line 3 times like they did this year?
Yes.
It's a good idea.
Probably. Man, hot
You meet
dogs.
your quota, you meet your quota.
Free,
Yeah,
free hot dogs.
They're in the bathroom scrubbing their hands off.
exactly.
If you're that desperate for a hot dog,
Well, there might be, there might
They
be.
were Nathan's hot dogs.
You're right.
They were
Right?
Nathan's.
you might be hungry.
If you go bar-ass chicken, pork, and turkey mix, you probably won't have people
Well,
coming.
if
You're big though.
if Smith's doesn't give us money, we may go back to the chicken dogs.
Yeah.
No, it was good. That was excellent, excellent. Thank you for doing that. All right. Kat.
Okay, Rotary breakfast went awesome. They had a great turnout. They loved it. Hospitality tent. I think we can cut back on the food next year.
I had a thought on Rotary breakfast, so
Good for me.
we love going on the balloon festival, for Freedom Festival, you know? And their Rotary breakfast seems like, obviously there's a lot more people there because there's an event associated with it. And I thought, I wonder if there's any way to like incorporate an event at the same time as the Rotary breakfast to make, because this is our first year going to Rotary breakfast, and I was like, where the heck are the people? Like, we got there early, we were standing in line. There was no line, I was like, what the heck? So I don't know if there's any way to make it more by having it associated with an event. I don't know if there is an event, but.
Yeah.
I know they have the singing.
Yeah,
That's what they do every year, is they have the singers with the Rotary breakfast. And it's very loud, yes.
Nobody's sitting in that seat, but.
Didn't you used to have a fun run with it, or run that
Cooper's Run?
morning?
Yeah,
Cooper's
Cooper's
Run.
Run.
Cooper's Run used to.
That would be awesome if it ended there. That would be awesome.
But I know that they stopped Cooper's
They
Run.
stopped the
Well,
run,
We
yeah.
stopped that, but can we do
The
a
family
different
did.
fun run or something?
Possibly, yeah.
We run into issues because of the marathon.
Yeah, they-
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So it's the
Utah Valley
Utah
Marathon.
Valley Marathon, because we tried, my very first year on the committee, I was in charge of the run, and it flopped big time, because of the marathon.
Because of the marathon.
Because they do a 5K and a half and a
And they do it the
full.
same weekend every year.
Same weekend every year.
I thought the Utah Marathon really did like the full half and 10K. I don't think they did that.
It's just the same runners, a lot of
Same.
times they
Yeah,
pull it
it's
from.
the same
runner.
Or parents, the parents
I
are
saw the
running, so they
parents
don't bring the
Hey
kids.
Jeremy, do we have officers work in the Utah Valley Marathon?
Pays for it.
What's that?
It probably pays for it.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we have, blocking roads, if that'd be an issue.
So our VIPs are the ones
Oh,
that did it.
okay.
In fact, that was like a week or two before Summerfest, and so they blocked 8th North by the Canyon.
Okay,
So we have help with that.
yeah.
What about the Faith Walk? Could you talk to the Faith Walk people and have them coincide that?
They decided to stop that this year too. And I don't, Pete, did you have any conversations with them about it? They just,
why, they just said they weren't doing it.
They ended up being in the parade anyway. They said to be in the parade.
okay.
It was more bang.
Anyways, we can think about, yeah, ways to beef it up.
Got it. So, other than cutting back on the food.
We just can't get that right. We try.
I know.
The year you cut
Try
back.
and have too little, you
Yeah.
try can't have too much.
We have way too many dilly bars, but I don't think anyone really cares about
Yeah,
that.
I don't think
I
Tim's
think my
crew.
kids would die if they were doing really helps the bars home.
That's all your gift.
I think Tim's guys like the
I'd say
food
you're
after.
playing with it at all.
I was gonna say, I would have complained again about the food was wonderful.
It was.
Thank you.
It was. Awesome.
The barbecue place.
Wallabies.
Wallabies, yeah. That was a big hit.
That was,
That one
They're
went
really
fast.
good.
Jeff really wanted to be involved this year.
Did we run out of Chick-fil-A as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Wallabies ran out first, Chick-fil-A next.
Really? Wow. Okay. That's awesome.
That's it for me.
Perfect. Okay, Nathan.
The location was amazing. It really worked out great. Had a lot of help from this committee, so I don't think it came. One of the things we did different this year was that we put information about all the sponsors up, because we had a nice AV that was built in over there at the rec center. And it was nice touch. It went really smooth. We were able to get
Except the registration was long.
registration, can bring that up, we were over, so we had a seat limit of 400 or 396 or something, and we ended up with like 418 registrants or something like that. There were a couple that were double charged that we had some issues with, but that was, our registration system it was like a comedy of errors. And I fought it beforehand, and we had changes that happened throughout, and Pete was putting stuff onto the website and taking stuff off the website to make it all work, but in the end, we were able to register a lot of people, so that was great. I realized while I was sitting here that I don't think that we've cut a check yet back to the city. So I sent an email off to our CFO and controllers and get that taken care of. But I think more than covered the costs, for sure. I think your complaints really from families, I don't know, you guys probably got complaints, but I didn't.
I don't think
I was
so.
waiting for them, but they never came.
Cute babies.
It was honestly really well organized. The only thing I would say is it was a little hard to see where to take your kids, we had the signs higher up on the walls than they were, because it took a minute, and then also like the combining of the groups together, like I could see where it was supposed to go, but it didn't quite work out because like there were some lines that had absolutely one wall and some really long lines, because it was just like, this is really worth it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what depended on when you came, it was metered out a lot better than in previous years. But I found that there were a bunch of people that showed up the last 30 minutes or so because they probably woke up and went, oh my gosh, today's the day. And so, or their kids woke up from naps, or yeah, it was 9 to noon. And so we were thinking we would reduce the numbers of available registrations during that time period to kind of account for some of that. And then what I found out partway through is that we had set it up so that there was a royalty and a member of the royalty and a member of the nursing staff that were paired at each of the stations, but we ended up in one of the key stations having 2 nurses that decided that they had to be together, and then 2 of our youth royalty together. And they were like taking the babies from the parents and playing with them on their laps. And
Taking selfies.
so we had to make some adjustments.
That's all they do.
Oh, boy.
But all in all, I think that
The prize is about putting.
the prize can outdo herself with the prizes. So we we lost, our Minky has slowly decreased their contribution over time. They're still giving us a discounted rate on part of the blankets that have gone in. And I don't know if they're gonna continue to do that, but in years past, they've given us a nice, I don't know, it's a small Minky blanket that we've given out to the winners, and that's worked out nice. This year they said, we're not gonna do that. Those blankets are really expensive.
Really expensive.
So, Kenna, used her contacts and figured out a great donation from the United Way, which was these activity kits. They were huge.
There's so many of them.
And so, we packaged them up. I think the library, like, their eyes when we brought all the reports. But, yeah, we don't know how, next year, I think the winners would be like, hopefully we're really pleased with what they got. I mean, it was pretty cool.
It's cool.
That's
I wanted to ask, where do you announce besides the contestants for like the raffle winners?
United Way wants to be involved.
Or is it just the contest winners?
Every year.
We do a raffle.
They may not be at
We
that.
don't announce
Because those were
those.
donated to them.
We announce that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's partially to prevent people from coming and saying,
Oh, my
oh, I'm John Smith,
Okay.
give me, second prize or this raffle prize. I mean, I guess we could have them show us their ID or something and get around that.
I really like that there wasn't results.
What do you mean, if people want the price that much?
Yes. Oh
my God.
It's been a few years, yeah.
Lying about winning to get.
And we did have a lot of, there were a number of comments that came in beforehand, and people wanted to know exactly how everything was gonna be judged, and I think that's something we can get a little bit more information on in the future. So they have people that are like pageant, like, I don't wanna say this the wrong way, like, yeah, like super like into it so that they, and we're not that kind of a baby contest, it's like, dress up your baby and come on over, or.
You get those moms though.
Yeah.
So I just thought your idea of having a specific volunteer person for the parade, I got not one single parent coming asking me a question.
Oh,
I didn't have a
that's good.
single parent, not any of my volunteers who came to me, like, no, I didn't hear anything. So having just one specific person is.
That's awesome, and your family member was
It was my sister.
Your sister?
Yeah.
So that's awesome, and I wanna say that I really liked the presentation in the parade.
How do you put the banners up on the car?
The
Was that
banners
fun?
up on the car, that was way cool, yeah, that looks better than I've ever seen it.
Yes, busy.
Any other
So all in all,
No,
did you
it's
have
awesome.
like a good turnout of people, like,
Yeah,
oh, good,
Yeah.
good, a lot of babies.
a lot of babies, we went over our.
Oh,
block.
good, okay.
Yeah, so.
I didn't know if the pre-registration would knock some people.
I wondered if it would, but
It
it
didn't,
didn't.
okay.
No, so we didn't register anybody at the doors.
Awesome.
Do you have anyone to come try to?
We had some that came and said, I registered, but we couldn't find on the list.
Yeah.
And we had to kind of just, we were really worried when we realized we were gonna exceed our number of available bags. But there were a number of people that just didn't show up.
Mm.
And I imagine, it's forgetting or
Yeah.
whatever, they couldn't make it that day, so it worked out. And I haven't had anybody really come
Thank you, baby.
back to the hospital and say, where's my stuff?
Right.
Swag, so.
We did have a few people stop by information and they're like, we registered, but we can't find anywhere what time we're supposed to be, da 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 da, and I was like, I don't know. So is there like an email that usually goes to them that tells them like a time slot, or was it?
They register online for the slot.
Mhm.
But I did get some feedback that some people were being required to log into a secure server in order to get the information.
Okay,
And so that was kind of a frustration.
okay.
But
Cause I was like, I don't know, just
To everybody,
show
so I'm
up
not
and
sure
tell them you're
why.
on the list. I don't think they'll turn you away if you registered.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that's what we did, we just kind of let.
Well, I registered in, May or whatever, or, and so, and I went back and I said, to see, remember what time I said, I could never find something that told me what time,
What time you were.
what time to come, and I go, maybe it was 11, and I was looking through my stuff.
Yeah,
Can you do a
so
reach?
there were definitely some problems with registrations and
Like when you make
stuff all
register
through the month prior. And that's.
So that is perfect.
That was frustrating, and I think that's part of the reason. So next year, we'll we've got some feature improvements we're hoping to get in place. Cross our fingers that those problems.
Would you make sure that if you register more than one child too, that it's, I felt like that was really wonky.
That you have to register them each and
Yeah, like
every.
I had two grandsons I was trying to register and, you know, I had to put everything in twice. And I don't, it could have been easier for
Yeah.
couples.
And one of the things we put in the information is, you know, if you want to register more than one, it's probably better to call. And the registration system was clunky anyway. We talked about just putting the phone number, letting people register that way, but, you know, there's a lot of that younger generation who don't want to talk to somebody on the phone. Just give me a computer screen.
Well, I will also say, just as an interesting fact, that this is the first time we know that a person who was in the baby contest as a baby brought their baby to the baby contest.
Yes.
That is
So
awesome.
that's unusual. So we're now on our
That's
second
awesome.
generation.
And they were in the same dress.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they put them in the same dress.
Did she win?
She was super cute. I don't know if she
Brought me the
won.
box. Was it you? Brought me the box of
Oh, yeah.
baby contest stuff from like 2000 or something.
Yeah.
From Orem High. They've been storing it for 20 years.
Just get ready.
Did you do categories like lookalikes or whatever?
We did, we just had the 7 categories and then those were divided into boy, girls, most of them.
Okay.
So it was age groups, 0 to 6, 6 to 12, so forth. And then we had 3 theme categories.
Okay, that's what worked in the, when I used to work on the Provo one, it was like Shirley Temple lookalike and,
Exactly.
Yeah, there were people that had a lot of fun with the
broke
themes.
it up. It was easier to judge.
Yeah, and we changed the form this year because in the past we had the regular setup for age categories plus a fit theme. And for the theme ones this year, we made things for the judges to select that were specific to the theme category. So, but we did have one baby that was won in like 5 categories. She walked in and we all, because it was this like 6 or 7 month old that had hair down to her shoulders.
Yeah.
Dressed, she was like, her mom looked Polynesian. I mean, she smiled and had the biggest dimples and just was like, you're just like, wow.
She's really pretty.
So when that happens, do you just, how do you choose like just the second place winner of the other category?
Yeah, we only let people win in one category. That's part of the instructions that we send out.
Yeah.
Spread the wealth.
Great job. It was awesome.
Thanks.
Wish I could have been there. I was at the other part. Okay, Kirsten,
Yes.
it's you.
Okay. First off, the Spirit Award winner thing, I think that just always goes fine, well, I guess. I will miss interviewing them. I love that part. And
The job's still yours if you want it.
yeah, they told us nothing else on our plate. They reiterated that
I'm
over
just
and over,
kidding.
and then
I'm
the
just
students in the program were like, promise, you don't want anything else on
Yeah,
your
I'm
plate, so I'm gonna have nothing else on my plate, but, probably the only thing I have about that is, should the award be, if they're gonna come to the dinner, should the award be presented there instead of at Orem's Got Talent, so that they're not like having to show up at so many events? And it was nice to include them, by the way, in the dinner. I thought that was a really nice touch.
It's not a bad idea. I know we did Ormond Got Talent just for a bigger audience, because more family can show up and they can't all show up at the
Oh,
dinner.
okay, great.
But maybe there's just even a small recognition at the dinner. Because we didn't even recognize them at the dinner at all, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we would
Should
just
do that.
introduce them briefly as here's our Spirit of Ormond. They'll be recognized Thursday night at our Ormond Got
That's a
Talent.
good idea.
So that they're there kind of feeling like they have a purpose and people know their purpose.
And be able to even say,
Yeah.
we'll recognize them Thursday night so that
Yep,
parents
yep.
can be there to support.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
good. We can have that.
That's good, yeah, because I sat next to one of those.
Who did you sit next to, the Crandalls or next to,
And is he a teacher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chadburn.
Chadburn.
No.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I'm a little biased.
Just only mildly, but she
Yeah,
does.
she's from back.
I thought that was
She just
her.
passed away.
Yeah, Gloria posted something.
Yeah.
So any input on that spirit award thing from you guys?
No, great idea on the dinner,
Yeah.
for sure. We'll get that in.
Okay. Then as far as the Monday night kickoff, things I think went well, partnering I think went really well, with BYU Radio and, with the Orem, what is it, the Arts Council, is that right? Orem Arts Council, or library?
Library too.
Oh, library, yep.
So that was nice to be able to share that experience that way. And then, it seemed like I had something I wanted to say. Oh, something that we could do more for that though to help defray costs is a grant. You know, an arts grant would help cover that cost. Or, contemplative storytelling festival, that's kind of how it was happening. And now we're sharing costs. So I know there's also Utah, up in Salt Lake something, there's another arts grant that can be applied for. And it's actually a pretty simple one to apply for. And I have that in my notes, so however you want me to pass that on to the next person, I'll make sure that they get that. What else went well? The ice cream was good, although this is the thing that didn't go well with it, in my opinion, and I don't want anyone to think I'm not grateful. It was awesome to have a refreshment. But the year before, the scoops filled the whole cup, and this year it was like this little teeny.
Yeah,
I wasn't a huge fan. It was a different owner and they were much harder to work with.
It was, okay, I was gonna be nice and say a third, but it was about a fourth of the size, and then part of when it's that small, then it melts really fast, so you just end up with cream.
Yeah.
Should we tap into like Weatherby's or somebody next year?
well, our issue is we were supposed to use a mall vendor.
University Place has.
Because we probably could have had Leatherby's, but
What about Harris Chocolates, who does, they do ice cream, yeah, we do.
we
ice cream.
tried lots of different
But nobody
angles.
wanted
No
to
one
do
wanted, I mean, literally the mall manager, because we told Jared that we were going elsewhere because we couldn't get anyone. Rob Callis went over to Far Better and told them to do it.
Oh. Well, so they didn't want it, and they people
So
didn't.
that's why
They
they're
stuck it to you.
Because we got it, then he called me back after and he said, yeah, I said,
Volunteers either, but when it came down to it, he did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We even thought about, next year, do we just say, hey, we're just going straight to Costco and we're buying just some really nice, bigger packaged things
I
to
think
give
that's
away?
Ice
Yeah.
cream sandwiches.
Yeah, just like the nice ones, right?
Yeah.
Then the only issue we have with that is like keeping them frozen, like.
Yeah.
Well, so I think what we do is just have Costco store them in their freezer and we would just pick them up right before the event.
Okay.
And even just probably maybe take them over in like groups, yeah, shifts to keep them in
Okay.
the freezer. But yeah, it was so hard to find this ice cream and the bars, yeah, they probably weren't as excited about it. They essentially, and then they upped the price and kind of last minute on us too. And it is what it is, but the feelings are shared over here too.
So, but I am really grateful, I know.
Yeah.
Kind of worked with the
Yeah,
team
she did.
To do that for us, and I know it's a big draw.
Yeah.
It's that.
It does
like
help.
a free hot dog, the free ice cream,
Yep.
people just wanna come, so.
So, no,
So I do say, let's keep like some sort of a.
Yeah, we definitely
sweet
will.
frozen.
Because we tried to even work with, Sweet Tooth the Fairy, to just even do cupcakes, or cookies, anyone that,
Isn't there a dessert place that's like behind the Wells Fargo, you see it from State Street?
Miss Kavanaugh's,
yeah, I don't think it's on it's not on the campus.
it's not on the mall property, so, yeah.
Oh, it's not, that's the one I meant, oh, okay.
We may just do another hot dog dinner that night.
Trader Joe's. I'm not
Just kidding.
So if you do decide to do Costco next year, John's gonna text his brother, but he used to have a frozen cart, like those carts that he had the ice cream in the
Oh.
first. So this, he could possibly buy it from him, he'll ask his brother, but he doesn't need it anymore since.
We could probably get
Insulated coolers.
yeah, or we could probably get the cooler we get for the VIP, the freezer.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
there
one
you
of
go.
those,
We could just get that.
we'll work through that, we'll work through it. Great, yeah. But to Kirsten though, great vision on the event. Those storytellers were top notch. That was just so good.
She was great, Kim was great.
Okay, so, the volunteers were fantastic. I just wanna say, having the royalty, whose idea was that? Having the royalty do the crosswalk was
dynamite. Crosswalk is so hard to get people to do, and the royalty were fantastic, and they were friendly with everyone, they were really great, and I love that. All the volunteers were really great, and I love having a personal assistant. It was like night and day, and your sister, of course, is perfect for it. So for real, she's like, Liz, you need to make sure that they know that I want the spot on the committee, so maybe we need to.
Hey,
Oh, she wants it, okay.
She might need to take your spot.
there you go.
Just saying, since she was already your personal assistant.
At the crosswalk, did the royalty keep picking up the babies as they were coming across? That kind of slowed
Were they
down.
doing selfies?
Yeah. So maybe we do, Annie, because Annie would be interested in that spot.
She wants
Okay.
a spot.
Okay.
She's taking my kids mini golfing right now, but she says, but I want a spot.
Well, then we have these two opens?
Dollars
Yep.
and she works for Hadco, so she brought some to me more
Sally?
fast.
Yeah.
Oh, we're baby.
She is such a great organizer, she might
We
be
haven't-
awesome to take over Sally.
She would love that too.
That was her, I didn't tell her to say that.
Yeah.
She has a love of children.
No, we're still working on that.
So that actually might be
Okay,
good.
but she can't be with her.
I don't know if she.
Yeah, but not shoving you out the door.
Gotta stay,
Don't we have
stay,
a
stay.
long conversation?
You can't leave me high and dry.
Okay, so things I think could improve, again, more feedback on the sound. It's just not covering the whole area, people are not hearing well, and so I don't know what we can do about that, but sound has definitely been an issue both times.
Yeah.
And then, we talked about the ice cream, the grants, and then, no, I don't know what that meant. I don't know. So, I think this is everything but feedback from you guys. The storytelling was awesome. My kids are still talking about the snow like, what
The sledding?
The sledding.
Oh yeah, my son still
Yeah,
talks about
they're still
that.
talking about that, so, she was amazing.
She really drew them in, she was fantastic with the kids, yeah.
And all of her little jokes for the grown-ups, and she was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my other feedback was, if you have a teller again and they're going to do their entertainment after the dinner on Saturday, I would highly recommend selling the tickets so you have a full house because they will get better feedback and they'll tell better. That was a really hard thing, I think, to have such a small audience because they're just, one person's not gonna laugh nearly as much as a bunch of people are, and so a lot of stuff fell flat, and maybe it wasn't her best presentation, but I still, like, we just know that, right? There's so much research on, you know, if you watch a movie alone, you don't usually laugh out loud, but if you watch it in a big crowd, you're going to be more vocal, and then that is good feedback for the storyteller, and they know where they're going with it. So if we can do that, I don't know if that's a thing, but, you know, whatever seats that aren't needed for whomever the city wants to give them to, then after that, I would, and I know I had people actually, like, from Storytelling Festival, from Timpanogos, say, we haven't seen anything on the tickets being for sale, we've had so many people contacting us, you know, and it's been posted on our website, and so I think that you could have filled them, I think that could have been a thing. But I know we had the whole COVID thing this year, right? And we're
Yeah.
still kind of playing that.
Well, how many of this group stayed for the entertainment? It was not a full house.
No, it wasn't even.
Is it the right time to offer?
Well, we've been talking about this, or Pete had the idea of having whoever wins Orm's Got Talent the year before actually be the entertainment at the dinner. And not bringing, not, unless we have, the ability to have the storyteller or whatever, but maybe doing that in a different way, so we don't, or we could, if we use the storyteller, we could sell tickets as well, so.
Good idea. Okay. All right. Just kidding. Okay, Bill.
Student marshals, I learned that I need to contact the principals maybe more directly and earlier on to get action on them, but I think it went good. We had, most of them were there at the parade, and most of them came to dinner. Hot dog and pie contest went well this year. Steve did pretty good.
I'm not competing. I haven't been able to look at banana cream pie the same.
We did have cream pies this year, which I think were a little more interesting than the others.
See, did you beat Pete, or did Pete beat you in the?
Pete ate hot
I
dogs.
was-
He
I
did
don't
hot
know,
dogs.
did you eat more corn on hot dog than he did?
No, he won.
No, he
You
won.
won? Oh, I didn't see the
He
fly, I
won.
had one of these.
And got sick.
I told them I won, but I lost. 10 minutes later, I lost. I don't know who had to empty the trash can behind the stage, but tell them I'm sorry.
Banana cream pie was the heaviest
Well,
pie out of all of them.
Yeah, I looked at Becca and I said, my night is gonna be ruined because I have a rock in my stomach, or I'll be right back.
True champion right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna come up like-
But it was fun, glad to.
The one thing I did notice is that we need to make sure that if we need spots in the pie eating contest, we need to announce that before we start eating the hot dogs, get those people signed up.
Yeah.
Figure that. And then as soon as hot dog's done, they close it and then just move right into pies.
The crowds are getting bigger for that for sure. Yeah.
So that's all I have.
And I wonder if Harmon's does it again, which I think they might, have them cut the pies for us.
Yes.
I wonder if
Do
there's
they
a
all
way to
come
narrow
full?
down
Yeah, they all
the
came full.
children's segments, so there's only like 2 sets of kids, cause I felt like there was just lots of different, what do you call them? No, like
Rounds.
Category?
rounds, I guess.
Rounds.
Yeah, like you
Heats.
said, like, cleared off to another round, cleared off to another round.
There were
Yeah.
3.
But I think it was 4.
I think it was 4.
And
Was there 4?
I think part of it too is we weren't as organized too with it, because we're just calling up kids, so we're getting big kids and little kids in the same group.
Yeah.
But better to have them split out by age.
Yeah, I think like 2 would be cheer for your little kids, cheer for your big kids.
Cool.
Awesome, awesome, thank you, Bill. Alright, pool party. I don't know really who,
Yeah.
I think we did that.
And honestly, it just
It seemed fun.
was, yeah, no big deal. And I don't
Were the
even know
games
this.
fun? Did
Yeah,
kids interact with
Yeah,
them?
I think they needed to do it. They had gotten 100 beach balls and given those away, and those went out pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then they were diving for things and stuff, but I think there's probably some more games we could have done.
I was
but
gonna say,
for
we
the
were,
first
I
year.
felt like we were only like a half an hour late and then nothing happened after we got there.
Yeah, so I'll have to, if the hospital's involved again, we'll have to, but they were gracious to help us.
Oh, for sure, for
And they were
sure.
super happy about it.
They liked it a
Tickets
lot.
sales were good. Tons of people did it online. I mean, there
Yeah.
were not many people showing up buying day of, which was made it a lot easier.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I just feel like overall it was like they're like crazy numbers at every event.
Yeah.
Like they were just
Crazy.
very, very well attended.
I do worry about like next year, everyone's not in COVID recovery,
Yeah.
and it won't be as exciting.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, let's make it exciting then.
it will be.
Let's do some new things.
Free food
Yeah.
is all.
No more hot dogs.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second, but Liz, you're on.
Okay, so,
Sorry.
I think as previously mentioned, the church parking lots,
The
the really
place.
well staging. There was a lot of brain power went into that, and I was like, this map, I'm looking at what I created, it looks like a psycho person made it, and they weren't even sure if it making sense, and then it like flowed coming out. I was like, okay, well, it looks ridiculous, but it worked. So definitely a few things like the high schools, what the heck is wrong with the teenagers in this universe? They're like everywhere. I'm like, here's your spot, look, I gave you all this grass. They're like, we're gonna take over the parking lots. They were everywhere. Just a few things that we need to think about for next year, in future years, is, and I have teenagers.
Oh,
They're everywhere. That it was really, we were just sending people over to Costco parking lot without really thinking about the fact we were sending people over to Costco parking lot. And they were like, oh my gosh, like Costco probably wants, yeah, they probably want us to like ask permission, but they close at 6 on Saturday.
It worked out luckily
It
that
really
way.
did work out. So next year for sure, we're gonna want to like touch base with that and make sure that we're all on the same page with each other. So the porta potties were put in the normal spot, they've always been put in the past, but that's not the staging area anymore. We need porta potties in the staging area. So down in the church building, we need some porta potties. That was a problem. We need to figure out some kind of parking for the cars that aren't in the parade. There were people who were come in and we, like, especially a lot of the older teenagers, they would drive themselves down there and be like, okay, I'm in the parade, I have someone else who's gonna give me a ride back here to pick up my car, or I park. And so Costco parking lot would be the best solution for that, it probably is, but that kind of needs to be one of the things considered. And I would love to, I don't know, I don't know how the best ways to get here, but to have something for like, especially the schools, but maybe some of the other big groups, go to your home base and then carpool down here. Not every single person just drive here. Can you just all meet at Twin Oaks High School and then drive down here together? Because, I mean, they had, like, even contact the school district and have a school bus drive y'all down here. Because they had 3 spots in the parade reserved and they had so many cars. So if we can, it's something we can advise them, I mean, obviously we can't control what they do, but hey, wouldn't it be a great idea if y'all carpooled? That would be awesome. Let's see, I would love in the staging to have some sort of drop-off zone for those helicopter parents. There were lots of helicopter parents who needed to park their car, walk their child to the staging spot, and then go back to their car. And they did not love the suggestion of then park in Costco and walk over here and then go back to your car. So if we can come up with some kind of drop-off zone, I don't know, we can figure that out, but that's just probably what we can think of. I'm actually really ready for this to cross my mind a heck of a lot sooner, but one of the winners, because we didn't do the trophies, we just did the banners this year, reached out to me and was like, hey, do you have any pictures? And I was like, no. So I would love for us to have someone who, and I don't know who that somebody is, it's a mysterious person, go over and take a picture of the winners and be like, and then post it on the city's Facebook page. They were like, hey, we want to share the post, but we haven't, the city post it. And I was like, oh yeah, that didn't happen. So just to have the city share those parade winners.
I have to say on that point that, the Freedom Festival has photographers that they assign to go out around all the different events and take photos. Or they hire them probably.
Yeah.
And the guy talked to the volunteer.
What's his name?
It's
He's
Gordon-
very nice.
It's Gordon Galbraith.
Yeah.
And
Ernie.
Ernie.
We can do something like that and then they're
They're the
capturing
best.
every.
We'll call
We
it.
should hire Ernie.
Yeah, so
Or
when
Sanders.
they're
amazing.
once we have the list, they just go get taken over. That'd be awesome.
We taught Ernie.
I definitely counted on my number of banner carriers. At the very last minute, I got my level of carrier banner. Bring your cell phone, call me when you get the purchase. Because that's what happened. So definitely more banner carriers and more volunteers in general, I feel like would be great. Did all the banners get brought back?
I think most of them.
What about those like magnet ones we had for the baby contest and street marshals?
I don't have a full count on all of them, but I'm not sure how many we got back. We got most or all.
Okay,
We had 100 down a little bit. They were kind of
all over the place,
all over
yeah.
the place.
I
The
realized-
big banners are down by the building, the Costco
Right.
building, or the Costco building, which is nice.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure where the magnetic banners are. We found the majority.
So I think that's gonna go into definitely notes for next year, that we need to have like a specific talk for those.
Oh, that's awesome.
A bunch of signs in my office, but not banners.
We need more than one golf cart, for sure.
When it runs.
It
Oh,
ran
wow.
pretty well, it really did.
Struggle for
Yeah,
us.
no, it ran pretty well, but having just one was definitely a struggle.
So I could probably Sleepy Ridge next year
Yeah.
instead of them. They'll
Yeah,
go up there.
that's what I'm thinking too. Let's see,
100%.
no. And then also another thing to just for the staging is just to have, designated time window for people to come if we're gonna drop off equipment. So like if we're gonna start staging at 5, then at 4 o'clock is when you're allowed to come drop off your equipment for like the bands or whatever and leave, because there were all these cars who were trying to come in and then leave. We're like, we don't have an exit. The only exit we have is on the parade route, so you can't come in and leave. So, and that is my notes, anything from you guys?
And we're stacking moving.
I think
We
you're
are
staying.
not moving.
You're not.
We're not moving. If we were, our cars were on the market already.
Oh, I thought you were.
We thought we were too. We found out that we're not. We are staying in Orem. You know what? It is not a sad thing because Orem is a great place to live. And we're gonna be able to sell our house really easily because we live in a really awesome area. We are not moving.
3 more years. 3 more years. 3 more.
Yes. Big sign.
Sure, I'm here, might as well, right? That's great.
Ashley
Best
signed up
news.
for 3 more years too.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Why not?
Guys did a great job.
I bet your teenager is very excited you're staying.
Those people are so grumpy. Like, teenagers to adults, they are just, their souls are like grumpy.
There's this magic that happens around 18, and all of a sudden you go, I'd like you again.
Oh gosh.
And
That's
then
awesome.
easy.
I'm gonna spend, I'm gonna
I
just
said 9 times.
That's awesome. Well, thank you both very much. That's a big job. The only thing The only thing that I would say is I think candy is still a problem, but that's for another time.
Were there, I mean.
It's right down by our, like, hospitality tent area, down that street, it's insane. Like, somebody is going to get run over, and I just sat back and shut my mouth this year, cause I didn't care.
Yeah, one of the city council bosses ended up getting left down there, and I was like, this is one of the city council bosses.
That's
You're
what Kristen
gonna- Yeah, one of your bosses got left the staging.
I got through on the parade route.
Oh,
That's not good.
No, there were some fumes coming from one of the cars, and
Oh,
I'm
no.
driving in the car.
oh, it's probably that little mini that
I'm like, I'm
they
ready to
pooped out right in front of us.
Don't throw up.
They were all like pushing it. That's awesome.
So I was really not very nice toward the end. I had to get out.
What's that?
But gotcha.
Well, I don't know how to fix that issue, that there's a million people in the middle. Cause the cop, like, he pretty much camped there, and he went up and down right on that.
Yeah.
And it's good, but he might need to be there like full time, like up and down, right there.
I just wonder, like, what if.
Yeah, it was bad.
Don't stop.
But I was
picking up
grateful
people
for
before they
whoever
get
was
there.
there.
No, candy for the first 3 points.
Yeah, it's the 4 Ps.
It is, it's right by the hospitality center, right by the parking lot.
Don't even go there,
Oh.
they'll say no.
I just hate this, but I'm very unpopular with hating of the candy.
I'm
Alright,
with you.
okay, alright. I got a buddy. Alright, we're gonna fly through this.
We'll be quick.
You
We'll be
go.
quick. We obviously have a lot of things we'll talk about internally, so the staff will keep our part short.
I feel like if you put.
Bye, Kirsten, thanks for everything.
And before the tears.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye, goodbye.
So much fun.
Yeah, good
It was
luck.
wonderful.
Thanks for all your hard work, thank you.
Yes.
We're working through the carnival issue. Had a conversation with the carnival company, they're denying everything, they'll go to court. If everybody heard, they just got human trafficking issues.
Some like human trafficking.
Yeah, so they had people over from Mexico on visas, and they didn't pay them very well, and they threatened to leave, they confiscated their passports and visas, so
So
they
they
couldn't
kept their
leave.
visas. so-
That is our attorney keeps saying that is the charges, they have not been convicted yet. But they are still operating. The issue is, there's really 2 other carnival companies, and one of them is for sure a no-go the whole month of June, and John's working with the other one. So we don't know if there's even another option.
Yeah,
Now-
just real quick, they're gonna be down at Fiesta Days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so I'm gonna go down and meet with them. I've used them before, they're a good.
They're a good one if we can, yeah, they're available.
When they didn't have like
We
broken.
But they
Broken down stuff.
They
That
current-
was another problem this year.
They currently do Springville City the same week of Summerfest. So
Not
if
that
we're on,
good.
if we're on the same week, there's a chance there's no carnival.
Is
If
that,
we're,
is that City of Fun?
no, Brown does Springville.
I mean, we need
Yeah.
something.
What about
That
Midway
brings
of
the
Amusements
masses.
in California? They were under the Provo, they did the
Outstanding.
Provo Mall.
Which one?
It's called,
Was it Jordan?
Midway of Amusements,
Down in
California or something like that. They're at the Provo
Provo
Mall
Town
a
Center,
week or
yeah.
2 before.
Okay.
They're out of California.
I'll reach
I
out to
thought
them.
it was,
It's the cool rides.
I thought it was for like Cinco de Mayo or something, but they had a full.
They're 2
Yeah.
weeks. They're
Okay.
in the parking lot.
They're
Yeah, we'll reach out to
The
them for
mall
sure.
company can probably tell us who that was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
So that's the big thing. We've taken notes here, but we'll be working on trying to get a carnival.
Why did Provo not have a carnival this year? It was pretty
I think for
nice.
COVID, they just made the decision early.
Smooth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Right?
I'm 100% with you. If it didn't bring the masses though, 'cause
Yeah.
the carnival brings the masses.
And
Yeah.
Does work.
They sold
interesting people.
83,000 carnival tickets.
That's disgusting.
One thought about that, because I think, did we lower the price on the tickets to make it?
No,
$1
we upped it a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
They used to be 75 cents a ticket, now they're $1 a ticket.
There were so, there were
each
so
ride
many
is like
people
3
that,
tickets.
I don't know, did people walk away without using their tickets?
Yeah, there was definitely some of that.
I mean, it was just, I think
They
the
brought-
price needs to be higher.
A dozen more rides too this year.
Yeah.
You just want me to go broke.
No, I thought it was great, because
It's
I
just-
had my
it's the
daughter with
second
me
full
and we had
week
the
in
tickets that
June,
came in
whatever
the
that
bag,
is.
and I went and tried to, we went on one ride, and then we stood and, maybe we went on the carousel too, but they were so
Yeah.
long.
Every ride like is like 3 to 4 tickets now though, and I'm like,
Yeah.
No, I don't think
$3 to $4.
they can't go above 3.
Oh, then 3 even.
With-
But I'm
yeah.
like, if I
With
have
their
5
tickets, with ours was
kids
one ticket per ride.
and
Was it
one
super?
ride,
Thursday.
Yeah,
Friday.
I just paid $15 for my kids to go on a ride.
On a ride.
No, there was some that were more
Right
than
through
one.
the fun
The
house.
line was
Yeah.
so long, it was just like.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was times when I'm standing there like,
6 through the 11th.
it is 9:50 and you know you're not getting there in
Right.
10 minutes, but you're standing there.
That's
And I
another
think they
reason
just
why
assume they'll
kids
keep going or
practice
something.
with free
Anyways,
stuff
we'll
or
work through some
something.
things
I'm
on
like,
that.
woo.
I don't know what the answer is.
But yeah,
Anyway.
so anyways, that's where we're at. That's all I got.
Okay, yeah.
If you wanna see throw up, that's where you see.
Oh, gross.
That's over in the park.
That's why I don't go to the
Well,
carnival.
that's where Debbie is or Steve.
Uh-huh. The other side. I don't go.
Can I say something about Stephen though? His kids were on the Ferris wheel when it broke down, and he jumped right in, and that was impressive how quickly you helped fix that ride.
I just grabbed it
Have a car?
as it was swinging in.
Became a carny.
Well, yeah, that was a scary. I was joking, my son's out there 9 years old in tears. My 6-year-old, she just doesn't value life like he does. And she just thinks this is exciting. This is cool. I'm part of something special. But anyways, that was a scary little moment. So thanks, Debbie.
Well, thanks for everyone's help. I hope you felt like you had sponsors and your sponsors felt like they were happy. Hopefully we'll get a fireworks sponsor back, which will help our bottom line, but we didn't do too bad.
Yeah, it all worked
so
out great.
I was surprised at how well it went. So thank you for all everybody's help. I appreciate it.
I've got to go to the VIP dinner at the Sarah, so I need to say thank you. You guys were amazing. I thought it went really well with just minor tweaks, and
Thanks for your help.
so I need to
Thank
see
you.
it. I tried to go to every event I possibly could, and I think I went the most, so.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thanks, Timmy.
Hey, let's sit next to your dad at the parade, it's one time from me.
Thank you. Oh, would you tell that whoever drove our van
Yep.
made my dad feel like he was $1 million.
Was this Savage?
Yeah, savage.
He was so good to escort my father, and just, it meant like, my dad still talking about it. You sent the cop to find me, and I'm like, well, that's because you're by yourself in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But he felt like he was very kind to my father, so.
Very nice. I'll let them know.
Let me know my father appreciated it. But you guys were great. I apologize, I got another VIP, but honestly, I could not have asked for better. I get emotional thinking about it. We were back with a vengeance. And we had a few more water stations, and that was nothing, if you ask me. I mean, that was just great, so. The fireworks were great, everyone thought they were wonderful. My family came from Hawaii, and they thought it was great. So, kudos to everyone, so.
Thanks, Debbie.
Please excuse me, and I don't know if I'll be assigned next year to you guys, but either way, carry on, and there's so much support.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
All right, Reed, take it away.
All right, budget wise, we did really well. We were beating it into your heads that this is your budget. You don't spend more than this if this is what you're supposed to spend.
Am I the winner?
No, I am.
And if we need you to make money, we need you to make this much money. And
You
there
are
were
a
some
VIP.
that went over, but we anticipated that and we made sure that our sponsorship money would cover that. So for the most part, everybody did a great job staying within budget. And if you needed extra budget, you communicated it to us and that was approved. So when it comes to next year, we'll look at the budget again. We were in the black. There are a few more expenses that will trickle in, but we should be just fine.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Reed. All right, Tim, do you have anything else?
Nothing is anything for me. I mean, I did what I could in the layout and.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yep, thank you.
You're
It was set up beautifully.
amazing human being.
Can't do it without you. I think we had better success with not as many plug problems. Although, did you see all those plugs that were like covered with like wax or something?
Yeah.
I mean, were they?
The plugs get multi-used during the year, so they get used for Christmas lights as well.
Oh,
We have plug lights for Christmas lights to keep the water out, the rain out of the.
I got it. Cause I was like, I don't know.
Has
if
some
I got
silicone and
plugs.
some outlets. we can repair that problem,
Okay.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was
I
perfect.
hope it's not wax.
Can we give
Okay.
Tim the spirit of warmer work next year?
Give Tim one?
Yeah.
He's gotta move on.
There you go.
He doesn't live in Oregon.
Laura's not here, so we'll skip her, but she did amazing as well, with the volunteer stuff. Okay, Shar?
She
Say
had
it
said
too
that
loud.
too, but she said everything went good. I guess the dinner got a little warm for some, but they've fixed the HVAC and so that won't be an issue in the future.
And
It
she
was
felt
pretty
really
bad.
bad.
I liked that
Steve.
venue though. I think the
Yeah.
venue was nice. I don't know how the sound, did everybody hear okay as people were speaking? The sound, it was just spread out, the dinner, so I couldn't tell if it was,
They spoke in the mic.
when they spoke into the mic, yeah.
Yeah, or didn't speak
I
for a
tried.
long time.
Okay,
The mayor did a great job introducing the governor by the way of telling everything he did. But, anyways,
Yeah,
that all
that,
worked
the
out.
8-minute introduction, that was supposed to be a minute.
Yeah,
whoops, I
yeah,
didn't
it's
hear
all right.
this. Okay, Jason's not here. Pete, do you have anything?
I think the marketing went well this year, getting the word out on what was happening, but the communication with like vendors and stuff like that can be improved, so I'll be working on that.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you did a great job.
Thank
It
you.
was perfect. It was perfect, like always. Okay, Trevor. Do you
What I
have anything?
had for the group was that, the part of our contract with the firework vendor was that any shells that weren't deployed, we would be getting cost share back for that. I got tied up in this spirit of Summerfest, and I was expecting them to provide us with report. They just said, oh, everything went off, and upon, speaking with some other professionals, they said they've never been part of a show where everything goes off, so I think next year I might try to get a little closer and sort of trust but verify that we are either gonna get the shells we spent for and then use them at this meeting, or.
Or whatever. Also, we have fireworks out the window.
Yeah, he was the one that pointed out to me, I was thinking that never happened.
And he never went out there and looked at them.
He didn't work the night shift.
He
He was there.
Was he there? Oh, he's there. Yeah, we had another guy, sorry, another guy that we got,
Yeah,
in charge
but
of.
we were just sort of like, okay, provide that to us, 'cause that's how the contract is written, so he was like, Russ either said the people working there, or he verified, like, no, they didn't all go off, we didn't. So, just one of those things, for next year,
That's funny.
we'll be on that a little more, so.
Well,
He gets
I didn't even know that's part of the
Okay.
contract.
Well, he was the one who shut off.
Awesome.
We'll get you a lawn chair out there by the shells, make
Yeah,
sure.
right?
Get a good look.
You'll get a really close
Okay.
seat, you'll be looking straight up, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
He would've been there right
Pete's not here. Debbie took off. Okay, I think,
That's it.
yeah, who is staying on? Who is not staying on? We're undecided?
Well, I'm technically supposed to be on,
Yep.
and so
Well, here,
honestly, I'm either way, I mean, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people were leaving, and so, and my grandson wants me to stay.
Right?
He wants to
It's
join.
fine. He wants to keep doing it, but.
Sally, here's a couple thoughts. One is, we could just kind of put something out there and see what applications we get. Cause I would love anybody that wants to stay, but I also know there's opportunities, so there's times there's people that wanna participate that don't get there.
Exactly.
Now, there are a couple spots naturally. Kat's gonna absorb kind of with John and just work with John on the car show.
Because I just found out from my daughter, again, that Miss Utah is the second week in June.
Yeah, yep.
So if we do it then, I'm tending grandkids, we're.
Yeah, it's always kind of that same week, so maybe let's put it out and just kind of see, and then we can talk, I mean, we'd love to have you, but we also recognize the amount of
But
time
you
you
don't-
give it.
I'd love to work with you.
You don't have to do the commitment of the 3, 6, I mean, do we have to do?
Well, it's generally a 3-year,
Right,
Commitment.
yeah, so, no, of course, like if somebody moves or other reasons, you don't have to do the 3.
okay,
But if we, but I would just say naturally, it gets challenging if it's just a lot of 1-year appointments and we're
Right,
just
right,
turning
right,
over
right,
that,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all.
okay,
Or you can go 6 years and then be indefinitely an employee.
there you go.
You know.
McKenna.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you. We will put the feelers out we have a few to fill.
Yeah.
Are Tim and Jim gonna stay on with the food?
Yeah,
Okay,
that works out good. We'll have another meeting in October,
And then I
that'll be,
did-
we'll have one
okay.
meeting in October, nothing through the
3 years,
holidays,
4 years.
and then kind of pick it up early next year.
okay.
The pineapple next year, we'll go back and forth.
Okay, yep, that'd be great.
So long story short, would love you for one more year.
You know, I did it with you.
Well, if he turns it out there and.
Yeah, I'd like to.
We can fill the other people.
And you.
We want Sally to stay
I'm happy to
on.
help.
Yeah, Ashley's probably gonna fill it out for you, whether you just, yeah.
Sally Matthews.
All right.
Thank you. Any final?
No,
Okay,
that's it, thanks
we're
everybody,
good.
adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you.